See those birds?
Yeah, what about them?
Reminds you the impermanence of life, bro. So, if we start at the beginning, right, with Zeno of Citium, he was the founder of Stoic philosophy back in Athens, about 300 BC. Then we move forward to the three-headed snake of Stoicism, right? And those guys, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, all come from different life paths. You know, I think Stoicism, they talk about connection to nature, and I feel like it reminds me of the laws of detachment, you know?
Hold on. What the hell are you talking about?
Plebeian, bro. Okay, so to put it in layman's terms, I'll start from the beginning again, since you can't understand what I'm saying, right? So Stoicism, I was going to connect it to the laws of detachment.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the Quarter Life Crisis podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Yoki.
And we're here to talk about kind of everything going on with mental health and just becoming better people. It's been quite the journey getting over here. I guess we got to start with the introduction, right, to the new audience and stuff like that. So you want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first. I don't mind.
Okay.
You can go first.
All right. Say no more. I did not know what I was about to say, so I guess we're just gonna have to get it. We're just gonna have to get rolling. What's my background? Well, I'm from this lovely town in Jersey.
It's the best town in the world, in my opinion. All y'all who hate on Jersey, bro.
It's a pretty damn good town.
Hear it. If you're from New York, I don't want to hear it.
Right. It's a pretty damn good town. Shout out Teaneck. And I can say that I've been through a lot, and I just recently had a couple of epiphanies back to back. You know, it happens that way when you do stupid shit. And so, I don't know. I think I've always felt like I had it all kind of figured out. Even going through different issues and stuff, I was like, oh, but I'm gonna be all right. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I know what I'm standing on and things like that. And I knew that I was always like, when it's all said and done, I'm like, yo, I'm a good guy, so I'm gonna be all right. You feel me? However, I realized recently that am I a good guy when shit is good, but when shit is not good, what type of guy am I? Because as shit started to not be good, I started doing things that I was like,
Push come to shove.
Yeah, I was like,
what's your real character?
Right, because I was like, this isn't me. But then it's like, yo, like, you've lived this whole life with things going specifically your way. And I've actively avoided things that didn't go my way. So I never really knew what I would do in those type of situations. So when I got myself into a situation that I was like, this isn't really my way, I didn't like how I moved there. So I was like, all right, I need to get it together. And so I started studying some things, and I tapped in with your content. Obviously, you know, we go way back. But I tapped in with some of your content, and then, you know, we connected, and I figured, you know, these types of journeys that people our age have don't get talked about enough, you know? The quarter life crisis, if you will. A lot of people talk about the midlife crisis and stuff, but the quarter life crisis is real, you know? Whether it's what job you should have, what college you should go to, what relationship you should or shouldn't be in. Those things are really important. And I think talking about those things with people that understand it and people that are going through it are just really important. So, I guess that's my story, you know? Also, I met the vice president. And I met the vice president, and I feel like I should flex that every time I talk about myself.
Ooh.
So, shout out our producer, Justis.
Cool guy.
In Justis, Mr. Supervillain. I'm the coolest guy around. I met the vice president, and I don't know how much longer she's going to be the vice president, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to say that. Yeah. So, those are the things that you need to know about me. I've had the quarter life crisis, and I met the vice president.
Miss
Harris.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Okay.
You know. But what about you, Yoki?
Okay. Well, everybody calls me Yoki. That's what everybody knows me as. My full name is Karaoke, not to be confused with the music or the Japanese word. Karaoke is in Kenyan word karaoke. But I'd say I'm a little bit of a niche influencer. I like to talk about stoicism on my TikTok, self-care. I like to talk about smiling, you know, just being a good person and trying to see the good and all the bad in life, you know, and appreciating the little moments. But a little bit about me and my story. I think I never expected myself to be in this situation. I be having a podcast or having a big following. I've always wanted to have something like this so I could empower people like me or empower the youth, because growing up, I was kind of like one of the little guys, maybe an underdog, or like a kid that was bullied for who I am, where I'm from, you know?
Right.
But I think I got into the Stoic content creation. I kind of got pushed into it from, if y'all know, and you a real one if you know about this anime, we were just talking about it earlier,
We were.
Vinland Saga, which is like a Viking anime. It kind of preaches more pacifism than Stoicism. And the second season came out, if I'm not mistaken, end of 2022 or beginning of 2023. So the whole saying, I have no enemies, was something that I always resonated with, even back in the first season in 2019 when it first came out. And I was like, this is gonna be big, right? And so I started to just post about, you know, my store content, and a lot of people, you'll find, I feel like on the internet, that a lot of the work is done for you as a content creator.
Right.
As long as you're yourself, and that's the biggest thing, be yourself. Don't try to be nobody else, you know?
Right.
I feel like people is going to bring certain concept or energies to you and push it to you, and you'll be able to see your path through just being yourself and putting out that genuine content. But I started just, you know, posting about smiling, being more happy, seeing the good in little situations, like the trees being nice, the sun shining well, you know.
Right.
You made that nice cup of tea. I love chai. We call it chai. Tea is the same word. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But little things. And a lot of people started to resonate with that. And so my thinking was like, maybe I could just keep on making this content, because this is positive, and while I put out positive content, people bring back positive energy towards me, and it holds me accountable in my regular life.
Right.
And I think what really pushed it was when people started to DM me and talk to me, probably like beginning of summer or like around my birthday, end of April, right? And they were telling me, bro, you pulled me out of depression, or like you helped me through
That
a
is
really
crazy.
tough It's bro, because it's funny because I was going through, it's ironic, I was going through depression all throughout my first year, even though I didn't call it that.
Right.
I didn't identify it as that, because I've always seen myself as a happy person. So,
Right.
so to be somebody who's helping other people who are maybe my age, about like 18 to 20, or even younger, high schoolers, people telling me, you helped me go through this breakup, or help me just smile, and I haven't smiled in a long time. That's really all that I needed to kind of just say, this is really what I'm gonna do. And on top of that, I've always watched anime, shonen protagonists, you know, the stereotypical shonen protagonist is the guy that's gonna tell you their dream out loud, yell it to the world, and smile while doing it, you know, smile through the toughest times. So I was like, if I can bring Stoicism, something that I've been looking at since like high school, bring it together with anime, and just be who I am, maybe we could do something. And I'm honored. I've amassed a following of like nearly 500,000 on TikTok, which is
There you
really
go.
weird to say right now, but it's a community of really cool, really positive people, and I think it's just brought opportunities my way. This is my boy Nick from middle school.
Oh,
Like,
indeed.
we didn't think we was gonna be here, you know. I
No
think
shot.
really what I was saying earlier, what brought us together was a function.
Right.
We went to a little party, and he was like, "Is that you, Yoki?" I was like, "Nick," and he was like, a week later, he's like, "Yeah, bro, you know, I seen your content and I really like it. Maybe, you know, I'm going into podcast stuff. Maybe we could do something like that."
And then
Here
here
we
we
are.
are. No, literally, I think that is so important because, you know, I used to do the show called The Pregame, and it was a great show while it was on. I was a little bit younger, and we just talked about getting lit, going outside, being toxic, being on wild stuff, and you know, I was trying to bring that back when I got back into podcasting, and I was just like, yo, this isn't me anymore. I had to call Justis. Shout out our producer, Mr. Supervillain.
The GOAT.
And
Yes, sir.
And I had to basically let him know, like, look, bro, this isn't me anymore. Like, I'm not even outside. Like, I be in places like this. I be in the
Homebody.
coffee shops. I be at the crib. Like, I don't even be outside anymore to even be able to stand on this type of stuff. Like, I don't want y'all to go out there and be toxic anymore. Like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to kind of be in a space where, you know, I'm growing with the audience and I'm going with people, you know what I mean? And I can hopefully impact people's lives in the way that you have already and the way we can continue to do that. So that thought process is what kind of led us to be like, yeah, let's talk about these things, you know, let's talk about real life, you know what I'm saying? And kind of go from there. And you know, shout out our producer, Mr. Supervillain. If you want to, you know, give yourself a plug, let the people know where you come from and stuff like that.
What's up, y'all?
All right, anyways, back to...
Wow. I can cut you. You know I can cut your mic, right? You know I can cut your mic easily. It's not how this is gonna go.
Nick
It's
think
not
he a
how this is gonna
comedian.
go.
My bad,
Nah,
y'all.
my
My bad.
fault.
I'm gonna get my shit off regardless, bro. I'll put this shit in post. You know what I mean?
The voiceover, like the
This
pause,
is our lifeline.
right?
Nah,
Let
for
me
real.
know.
I go by the name of Injustice, creator / supervillain based in New Jersey. I'm the creative director of the newly launched Supervillain Studios. I've created Supervillain Studios to kind of take over, the podcast and YouTube and I guess social media space. And you were talking about how you're about pushing positivity, and stuff like that. I'm the opposite. I'm really a professional hater, and I thrive on negativity.
Yin and yang.
Exactly. So I think it works.
Right?
I think it works, and I think that I think you guys coincide with what I'm trying to do right now. As far as the podcasting goes, and I'm excited to be on this journey with y'all, man.
Nah, for sure. And what
I'm
will
also going through a quarter life crisis too.
Aren't we all?
You have to be, right?
Aren't we all?
Now, I will say there is something to having Mr. Negativity as our producer, because I think that at least the struggle for me since I've been starting, because I'm new into this stoic lifestyle and stuff, and if you want to kind of touch on this too, Yoki, like I want to look at things in a positive light and everything kind of as a positive, but some shit is just whack.
Yeah.
Some shit is just ass, and I think that bring like at some point you got to realize, look, like you can make the best out of certain things, but some things you just got to let go and let go of and just and forget about and understand that this is not for you. So kind of like, I don't know. So it's important to have the negative, but yeah, touch on that a little bit.
You want me to drop a little gem?
Talk to me.
We just talked about this earlier. There's this Latin phrase known in Stoicism called Amor, Fati. The direct translation into English is love of one's fate, or to love your fate. And so what you were talking about, trying to be positive and trying to be this and this and this. I'm reading a book. I'll take a little tangent, but I'm reading this book that I was just reading earlier today. It's called Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience. I cannot pronounce the author's name.
Right.
He's a fantastic author, but it basically talks about if you aim at happiness, you will go further and further from it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're aiming, talking about, I want to be happy, I want to be positive, I want to be this, then you're going to slowly start to you're reaching for something that's just not there. You know what I'm saying? It's not tangible. So Amor Fati, where that comes in, is loving one's fate is not just trying to be positive, because that can kind of borderline be toxic positivity, where you don't want to acknowledge the negative feelings. You know what I'm saying? But I think Amor Fati teaches you to see all the negative experiences, the suffering, the pain, it'll teach you a lot of life lessons. Like I don't think we have losses, we have lessons. L's are lessons. That's something that I like to talk to myself about.
Losses, we have
and tell
lessons.
myself, especially as an athlete myself.
Sounds like a loser. I'm playing.
Yo, we're gonna need these captions.
But
These IG captions are gonna go crazy on this show.
But basically, Amor Fati is to look at both sides of the spectrum, yin and yang. Like you might see me as a very positive figure. My boy, the supervillain Justis.
Yeah, we know
Injustice as the other side of that.
Yeah.
But you need both sides, because what would happiness be? What would a smile be without a frown? What would like laughter and just like pure joy and euphoria be without that day you cried because you lost something or someone, or went through a breakup or whatever? You need both sides of the spectrum. You can't be one side, because there's not going to be no depth if you only have one side. So it's like, what I'll tell you, and you definitely know this, but what I'll tell anybody who's watching this, who's feeling like I'm trying to be positive, but it's so hard to be positive, and it feels like I'm overdoing it sometimes. You don't always got to be positive, bro. You can cry, like you could be mad. It's all about, with Stoicism, it's all about understanding that that's not you. First of all, the emotions you feel are something that you can learn from, and second of all, not to dabble too deep in either side. Because I know I like to smile a lot and all that stuff, but just as much as that, I like to get frustrated. I like to let myself get angry, cry. I like to feel both spectrums, all spectrums of the emotions, because what's a human being without layers? What Shrek say, bro? We're onions, bro. Right. Just like ogres, bro. Human beings are onions. You peel back the layers. There's a new layer every time, every single time. So it's all about understanding the whole picture.
You're 1,000% right, and I think that breakdown of like, it's okay to feel your emotions, because I think a lot of times, especially when we're talking about being stoic and things like that, I feel like it's a misconception that you have to not feel it. Like a lot of people will start to intellectualize their emotions and not actually feel them. And so instead, when it's like, okay, I'm upset right now, let me feel this upsetness or feel this anger, feel this sadness, but in a healthy way. There's a healthy way to feel any emotion, not take it out on a loved one or things like that. Feel those emotions and go through those emotions, but be able to bounce back and realize emotions are fickle. They're gonna come and go. The this won't be the first time you're happy, the first time you're sad, this won't be the last time. So those things, understand that they come and go and that you're not gonna be like this forever. The quicker you go through it, the quicker you'll get out of it. And that's kind of what I've had to realize going through this.
Nick, I agreed with what you said in the beginning, kind of like how you think you're a good person when everything's going good, but when it's going bad, it might be different. It's because I think us as men, a lot of times we learn to like just thug it out.
Yeah,
Most of the time,
it is
you know
what
I
it
mean?
is.
And sometimes like I feel like we project that shit. You know, if shit ain't going good, it's just like, yo, leave me alone. I'm gonna deal with this by myself.
Yeah, and bro, when I tell you this shit just hit the fan for me, like, and I'm gonna get into it a little bit. I don't know how much we're gonna keep in, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit. So I recently went through a breakup, and it went how it went. But
I'm leaving all this in, by the way.
but for me, it was kind of a situation where, like, as men, we're taught that we need to lead in a lot of different lights. And I realized after the situation that there's certain things that I just wasn't doing correctly. So even if I didn't like something you did or she did or whatever the case may be, my reactions were just inappropriate. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need to be, why am I getting in niggas' faces about you when I'm not even with you? Like, I'm just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, and at the end of the day, as I think that what men and everybody needs to understand if you're in any leadership role is that leading isn't just about, okay, I get to tell you what to do, I get to do that. You need to lead not only by example, but being able to lead emotionally. You don't know how many people I've heard say, oh yeah, my girl, she's crazy, she's got all these emotions, whatever. Well, why are you not guiding her to feel those emotions in a correct way? Because you don't know how, right? You don't know how to do that yourself. Spiritually, you know, why, if you can't lead spiritually, you shouldn't be leading in any other way in a relationship. You know what I mean? Granted, everybody has their own God and stuff like that, but if you're not leading spiritually in your relationship, then you can't lead in anything. You know what I mean? Those things are important. So I think that understanding those concepts and being able to take a step back, at least for me, and being like, I am not in a position where I can properly be there for somebody and be in a relationship and lead in that way because I don't know it all yet. And I thought I did. I thought I was, I'm good because shit was good. Yeah. And when it wasn't, and I was like, damn, I don't know how to maneuver through bad situations and feel and still be good through these bad situations. I got to figure that out first. You know what I'm saying? Before we can even get to those conversations. So that, to your point, that's kind of how it's been. You know? So
I feel like a lot of things, and if we talk about specifically in the context of relationships, a lot of the time when you feel like what you feel is supposed to happen, what you think is supposed to happen is not happening, and you think there's conflicting energies there, it's because you're expecting too much, or you're expecting in the first place. Because I want to add on to what you said, I think in a traditional sense and in a healthy sense, I think there can be relationships where the man is leading and the man is like, how do you say, and not leading in a domineering way or in like in a dictatorial way, but like leading in like, I'm gonna be there for you and I'm gonna be that person to hold you up. But I think one thing we gotta understand is a relationship is a partnership. Right. I have a friend at work, my boy Mosiah, who, so just for context, I work at a cafe in the city. Y'all want to go by Dear Mama Cafe, 125th Street. It's fire.
You in Harlem?
Huh?
You in Harlem?
Yeah, that's where I work.
You tell me you in Harlem?
Yeah, bro. We're good.
We outside. We outside.
Come on,
You
bro.
over there by Lennon.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was talking to my boy Mo, who I was training because I'm a dining attendant, which is basically like I clean up stuff, I make sure everything's good, restock where I need to restock, do the dishes, all type of stuff, right? And I had to train Mo because he was doing it for the weekend. And he said this little thing, every time he referred to his the person that he's in a relationship with, he said, my partner. Right. And I asked him, I was like, oh, is there a reason that you refer to whoever it is you're dating as your partner? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, I mean, she identifies as she, they, you know what I'm saying? I could say my girlfriend, but he was like, for me, it feels a lot more fitting to call them his partner or call her his partner because a relationship is a partnership.
Right.
And I think as much as you want to have roles depending on what type of relationship you're in, because everybody's in a different type of relationship depending on who you are, what you like, you want to understand that there's, as much as there's got to be give, there's got to be take, and there's got to be pull from both directions, you know? As much as you got to be somebody who leads by example with your emotions and leads by example maybe with communicating a little bit more, you know? you gotta see if they're gonna be that person and not expect it, but see if the person that you've chosen to be in a relationship with, an intimate relationship with, emotionally, physically and all that, is gonna do the same for you. And if they are, then that's amazing. Then that means you can continue to grow and really flourish in that relationship. And if they aren't, that's where the communication aspect comes in, and being patient, I've learned, is a very important thing. I think my ex, this is like 2.5 years ago, and our relationship didn't really last that long.
Had to make sure that you let her know it was a long time ago. She didn't get in trouble.
No, long time ago.
Far away.
Quite literally on some Marvel shit, but like basically, bro,
Right.
it's like she taught me that partnership wise, and it's the most important thing. Being in a relationship, communication is the most important thing, because there was a time, part of the reason that we ended up splitting up was because of distance, but there was a time when our relationship was going really good, and even when we had times where we weren't on the same page, I could just call her, I could just text her, see her in person, and we could talk, and we could just be like, I'm feeling like this, whether it was really intimate stuff or just like emotional stuff, like I'm going through this, so this is my dream, this is my plan for today, this month, this year. We could always talk, and there'd always be, by the end of the conversation, there'd always be some productivity,
Yeah.
I think proactivity in a relationship is the most important thing. And to add the stoic perspective in there, for me, and this is just me, if I'm in a relationship with a girl, I understand I don't own her, and she's not obligated to me at all.
Right.
Like literally, and this might sound weird or crazy, but I've kind of started to adopt the stance of like, if she wanted to break up with me tomorrow, good, it's okay, If she wanted to stay with me tomorrow, good, it's okay, because I'm coming forth into this relationship knowing myself. And my mother always says, know who you are. Remember where you come from. When you know yourself, you're not gonna, and it's a growing thing, you gotta grow with it and you gotta learn with it. But like, when you know yourself, you're not gonna be questioning every little thing, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
exactly. It's about kind of understanding. For me, when it came to relationships, and this has kind of been all my relationships, I am not the vulnerable person. Like, I'm not the person that's gonna open up and break it all down. And so when it gets to that point where I'm like, okay, we're dating, and now I don't really have a choice, like now I really gotta open up, because this isn't gonna work if I'm not being open with you and stuff like that. Breaking up and those situations ending, it's always been like, damn, like, you have a part of me now that I can't get back. And so now I kind of gotta live with that. The fact that I opened up to you and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be hard for you to open up next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
However, what I've realized in learning and going through this journey with Stoicism and whatnot is that you can only let someone hold against you what you hold against yourself. So if I allow, my vulnerability to be held against me, thinking, oh, well, what if she tells someone this or that? At the end of the day, we're all human. We all go through things. We've all had relationships that didn't work. And in those relationships, things get said, things happen. And you know what? And if I can't allow those things and those experiences to hinder me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, things happen. And if I'm being authentically myself, it shouldn't matter what vulnerability that I've opened up to, or whatever those things are. You've had that was a part of me at the time, and it didn't work, and that's okay, because those experiences and those things are things that I can stand on still. Whether right or wrong, whatever mistakes I made, I can still stand on those decisions, because I know that I'm gonna be authentically myself. You know what I mean? And kind of getting over those growing pains of finding yourself. So that it's difficult, and I don't know. What do you think about like the whole idea of like heartbreak? Like, have you been heartbroken, and how does that work as far as being stoic with being heartbroken?
I mean, I think it's always going to teach you something, and it's always something that you have to feel fully. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll reach into, say, my social media bag. It's like a lot of youths. I've been
What's a youth?
I've been watching youth.
What's a
youth? It's slang.
Youth. You just Kenyan.
No, I'm not Kenyan. It's not about Kenya, bro. It's they say that in London, and they say that in Jamaica. This man's just uncultured, yo.
Nah, yo.
He's half Jamaican.
I'm half Jamaican. They ain't never said
You
that.
just mad
And nobody said the youths.
Wagwan, my youth. You never heard that before?
Okay,
Come on, this guy.
you ate
You
that
don't even
one
know
with
the
the
background. Come on, bro.
You ate
I
that
don't know
one
more
with
than
the
him. But listen. Basically, a lot of younger people, especially, we'll talk about boys, teenage boys, young adult boys will be like, oh, I'm going through a breakup. Oh, it's time for that gym arc. Oh, it's time for this. And it's like, listen, it's great to go get in the gym, go work out, maybe take out some pent up aggression, anger, sadness in the gym a little bit. But when you get home that day, You gonna feel your emotions, you know.
You're still gonna be sad.
Yeah, you still gonna be sad. So like, the most important thing with breakups is to feel it, bro.
Yep.
Understand it so that when you go and then as you understand it and as time goes on, start to try to heal from it. Little ways, you know. For me, it's journaling about things. You know, when I go through anxiety a lot. So when I'm going through things like that, I like to journal about it. Talk to your close brothers, sisters, the people that's in your lives that like you can trust them with your life. You can trust them with anything.
Yep.
Talk to them about it. See their perspective. Just maybe have them listen to you while you rant. You know, that's always an important thing. Sometimes I feel like in our generation we don't like to let ourselves rant. You know, because especially boys, especially young men, like bro, like. It's gonna be seen as weak, or it's gonna be seen as like, you know,
we gotta thug it out, keep it pushing.
Yeah, right.
Out.
It's not always about that. You know what I'm saying? There's certain situations to thug it out. There's certain situations to be like, let me just, you know, wipe my nose, keep on going, whatever. But like with a breakup, it's like, are you gonna take that into the next relationship? If you thug it out, you're gonna be in that next relationship, and your partner's gonna be like, why is he not trusting me? Why is he so abrupt with certain situations? Because all that pent up aggression or sadness or trauma, or we can call it PTSD, relationship PTSD, is gonna come right back.
Bro,
and you're gonna feel it if you're not.
You're not lying, bro. Because I'll tell you this, my whole entire existence as a human, I've seen my friends, family, whatever, experience heartbreak.
Yeah.
And I told myself, that's never gonna be me. I cannot get heartbroken.
Universe has a funny way of working, don't it?
I'm like, yo, I gotta, like, I'm that nigga. I gotta move a certain way. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, right?
Bro.
And I realized, now that it's happened, I realized how many hearts did I break trying to not have myself be heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the shit that I did to avoid myself being heartbroken, I'm not even thinking about what I put that other person through. And I'm thinking like, damn, like, I'm probably the villain in somebody's story, not even thinking about it because I was too worried about myself and preserving my shit. Like, bro, that's part of life. Like, and going back to what I was saying earlier, if I didn't experience those things, how can I say that I, you know, am grown? How can I say that I've experienced these? How can I say that I'm prepared for anything if I haven't experienced it? I'm avoiding getting hurt, bro. Like, that shit is gonna happen, and you got to be able to get through that in order to even, like, I'm gonna have a kid one day. I got to be able to give them advice about going through shit. And if I'm not going through it, then how am I even gonna be able to do those things? So it's kind of just like accepting your fate, and also being considerate in general. You know, like, sometimes I think people get too caught up in their own heads and their own lives that they don't realize the havoc that they're causing in other people's, you know?
Yeah, bro.
So
it's no point in meddling in other people's affairs, trying to think about what is this person doing? Like, why they treat me like this? They're treating you like this because they're dealing with something with them. You know, it's all inner workings. You your own worst enemy or your own best friend. You could be both at the same time.
No, exactly.
So it's like, when you're so worried about other people and how they're treating you, you never gonna take a second to be like, how am I acting? How am I reacting to these situations? How am I internalizing this certain situation and then subconsciously moving through life and taking it into the next interaction that I have with that next person, you know?
That's a fact, bro. You're on point with that. And I think we gotta kind of break down, and we kind of did break down at least how certain things apply. But as far as an overall view for the people that don't know about Stoicism and being Stoic, break that down a little bit, because as I said, I'm kind of just getting into it. So, you know, I think you, as a more seasoned, I want you to give the breakdown to the people so that they know what's going on.
For sure. I mean, I think in its most simple terms, because we can get real deep with Stoicism, and I say I'm always learning.
We will.
I think if you call yourself a Stoic practitioner, which I think I am now, you gotta always be learning, always trying to find out new things, new angles, especially in this modern time. Because Stoicism, when Marcus Aurelius and Seneca and Epictetus and Zeno was founding it or talking about it or, you know, pushing it forth, it's very different. You know what I'm saying? So I think Stoicism is living in accordance with nature, which means understanding that there's going to be certain things that happen in your life. You know, Marcus Aurelius talked about, and this I'm going to kind of paraphrase from his book, The Meditations, but like, you'll come into contact with the deceitful, the ignorant, the arrogant, you know, all types of people in your daily life. And it's up to you to know that how they act is not you. The principles that you govern yourself with is very unique to yourself, and you can't push those standards onto other people, because if you do, first of all, you're just gonna suffer because you're gonna turn into a miserable person, and then second of all, you're not gonna be aligning with what Stoicism is. Control what you can control, and what can we control? Our reactions, our habits, how we take care of ourselves, looking after ourselves. And I think being kind to yourself is putting structure in your life. You know what I'm saying? Not being a robot, not going through the motions, but like saying, I'm gonna have this routine when I go to bed so my body can be good when I wake up, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of my body, you know? Maybe you're not trying to be an Olympian or something like that, but I'm gonna go on this walk or I'm gonna go on this run. I'm gonna read this book to reinvigorate my mind. And then in the evening, I'm gonna watch some Netflix. Like,
Right,
there's all
vibes.
type of different ways you can go about being a stoic person, but the most important thing is trying to have as much of a balance as you can with understanding that you're not your emotions and you're gonna feel your emotions a lot, but at the same time, it's important to feel them in order to understand who you are and then move forward with a little bit more mastery every day, you know?
Right.
You're moving forward every day and you're getting 1% better every day. And if you could do that, my best friend, my boy Julian, he said, you win the day and you win your life.
Yeah.
And in Stoicism, then you have to be living in the present, you know?
Yeah.
You know, as I talked about with Amor, Fati, love your fate. And another phrase that I'm going to bring in, memento mori, remember
yeah.
that you will die.
I know that one.
It sounds morbid, but it's a phrase that's there to teach you that the clock is ticking always.
Yep.
And time every day is another day closer to when you're going to be gone. And you don't know if that's tomorrow, next week, 50 years from now, 100 years from now.
So live
But-
life to the fullest.
Huh?
So like live life to the fullest, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Live in the now. Focus on now. Because if you're worried about what's going to happen or you're regretting what's happening in the past, then you're going to miss all the little tidbits of beauty and you're not going to be here. You're not going to be
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit before the pod, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, bet. Yeah, you definitely need headphones for sure.
Type.
Whether it's like religion or spirituality or whatever, there's always gonna be, or like something with a name to it, there's gonna be people who like are going against it.
Right.
So like, what are like some common misconceptions about Stoicism?
I mean, I think the biggest common misconception, especially as it's become a big niche category on TikTok and social media in general, is that it's about suppressing your emotions, being real serious, almost like to the point where you're just like stone cold, stone faced. I don't feel no emotions. Oh, somebody just died in my family. I'm fine. I don't feel nothing.
Right.
Or I just went through a breakup. Who cares? It's not about not caring. It's not about apathy towards situations.
Right.
It's about understanding them and feeling them and then being able to transcend those situations. And for me, the way I like to view it is, why don't we smile as much as we can when we have the choice to, you know? I think a lot of people on Stoicism, and I feel like people who aren't men or don't identify as men might be women or people of, you know, another gender
Non-binary.
might see Stoicism as almost misogynistic in some ways, in some niches, because it's pushed in a very masculine-centric way.
Right.
And it's like you'll see, like, you know, if you know what Sigma talk is, with like American Psycho is like the poster boy of Sigma TikTok, and kind of
Right.
like
Yeah.
it goes into the manosphere realm, and the manosphere is a very toxic place,
Very
puts a
much.
very bad name on masculinity, and as a result, Stoicism, it makes it look like Stoicism is not for everybody, which it is. Anybody
Right.
can practice Stoicism, be a Stoic. It doesn't have a gender.
Right.
It's just about core principles and living by them and applying them to your life in your own way. So, like, you know, I think misogyny is a big misconception in Stoicism. I don't think true Stoicism is. And I think this is something that I've started to realize now, but I think it's important to modernize Stoicism in certain ways, because through reading works of the great philosophers of Stoicism, like Marcus Aurelius, for example,
Right.
he was a Roman emperor in, I forget what time he was alive, but man, let's just say back in the day, right?
Way
back in the
back.
day, back in the day. And when you listen to his teachings in meditations, and mind you, the context of meditations was, it was like, say, you know, you journal every day. That's what he was doing. And he was
Right.
not expecting anybody to see it.
Yeah.
So if he was alive today and saw that so many people were reading this book, he'd be terrified, petrified. He'd be
Most
like, this is not what I
definitely.
want. And while
Most
he does
definitely.
have a lot of nuggets, and the overwhelming majority of what he talks about are very personalized but very, you know, profound things, bro, he's borderline, and he is a misogynist,
Most
right?
definitely.
Sexist, you know? Because in
Everybody
that-
was back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we have
Yeah.
to make sure that
Problematic.
while we're practicing the Stoicism, we're taking it all with a grain of salt. And I feel like that's what a lot of accounts, a lot of people will be like, this is what Stoicism is. It's black and white. That's it. There's a lot of gray in there.
Bro, because
There's
the
a lot of shades of gray that you should look at with Stoicism and be like, let me take this part out of it and then apply it to this other philosophy, and let's put that together, you know? And
That's
I
a
think
fact.
that's why some people look at my content, especially when it was first coming out, and being like, oh, this man's not Stoic. He just, he a joker. He just smiley, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But that's because, to your point too, it's like, at the end of the day, these were great philosophers, Marcus, but they were people at the end of the day. They're not God.
Human beings.
So they're not everything they say is gonna be fact and be perfect. And I think understanding what you can take, the lessons you can take, and understanding what you need to leave back in the day where it was. You know what I mean? Like we all got grandparents and stuff like that. And you hear certain things and you're like, yo, like that's knowledge. I appreciate that. And you hear certain things and you go, maybe I don't know. That don't work no more.
Bro is not spitting right.
You know what I mean? Like you hear certain things, you like, yeah, grandma, this I want. You can't say that no more. You know what I mean? They're saying things like that. So it's like and that's a more of a simpler sense, but in the bigger sense, it's the same thing. These a lot of these influencers and stuff take what Marcus and these other people said and just take everything as fact and not contextualizing it, not understanding and making their own kind of understanding of these concepts and applying it to their own lives. Then you have to apply it to your own life to make it make sense. You know what I mean? On a bigger scale. I think that was a great kind of overview, letting people know what's going on. Shout out, by the way, I do want to do this as well. I want to shout out Kudo Society. As you can see, we're here at this lovely cafe establishment.
Nice.
They've got some great pastries. They were so good. We were supposed to have them here while we did this, but like I ate mine and I drank my drink.
Bro, my cookie is
got like an inch of a cookie left.
Damn near gone, but it was fire though.
Is your Bev going too?
Oh, the boba chai, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, all my TikTok followers, they know I love me some chai, so I got some chai boba.
I had a boba chai too. That's also gone. The supervillains too broke to get stuff here, so
That's really crazy. I'll buy out the whole shop right now.
This is all, bro. Niggas shutting on very, very.
Yo,
I thought I was
ice.
supposed to be the hater.
I'm gonna get
type shit,
turned.
I think you influencing them, bro. This
I
is
am.
this is a good representation
Let me
of
keep
how
talking to
influential
you,
you
right?
are.
We've
see
been
it?
chilling a little too much. That's what it is,
you see,
bro.
that's the problem. I
OD.
gotta get out of it, right? I gotta
separate
get out
business
of
and
it.
pleasure.
No, of
Yeah.
course. But yeah, that's the. I did want to shout out Kudo Society. Thank you for having us here. We're gonna be doing our episodes from here, so make sure y'all come out, support local businesses as well and all that. I feel like that's a great
Pull up.
vibe out here in
This is a nice
Teaneck.
spot.
The
tight,
Teaneck
bro.
location. What's the address?
It's on Queen Anne.
336 Queen Anne Road. That's what it is. 336 Queen Anne Road. Pull up.
Got
Always good
some good
vibes.
anime art, some good
They
boba,
do.
some good
Okay, so-
pastries, bro, and some good spots to study.
I'm about to say I'm not an anime guy. Don't
Should
kill
be.
me in the
Should
comments,
be.
right? I
Fucking
seen like
bum.
one episode of Attack
But
on
yeah.
Titan. I think
That's crazy.
that was crazy. That was crazy. Nah, excuse me.
Nigga, I feel like you'd be like me where you only
It was
fuck with
real.
some.
Well,
The
I don't,
sub?
well, okay, so
That's okay.
Y'all
That's
was,
okay.
I mean, like some of them.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
y'all was watching anime, I was fucking bitches. So you know what I'm saying? It was a different time.
I wasn't watching anime. I wasn't watching anime at that time. I started recently. You know what I mean?
Cool guy. This is a cool guy over
Edit that out, edit that out, edit
here.
that out, I can't edit that.
Nah, I believe it.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Bro, yeah.
I
Anime,
respect
bro, I
women.
can't fuck with all of them, bro.
That's okay. That's like a lot of things.
Would you
know?
say
And
you
there's a
can't
lot
fuck with all of them?
There's a lot
Yeah.
of crazy genres in anime that make it look crazy, but you just gotta find what you like. I always tell people that's not into anime or that want to get into it, it's like, tell me the genre of show or whatever you like, and I can point you to a good anime, you know?
Yeah.
If you like historical, political type stuff, everybody knows about AOT because it's so big.
It was the best.
You know?
That to me is the best one that I've seen. And JoJo's Bizarre Adventures was dope.
You seem like a JoJo ass nigga.
You do.
Why did y'all say it like
Hey
that?
man, listen.
Let's get with y'all niggas.
Listen,
Because
just-
when I was playing Jump Force, JoJo was kicking niggas' ass.
Just to let
so let's
y'all
talk
know,
about it.
you can take this with a grain of salt. And I only watched the first part, but JoJo's for me, bro, it just was not hitting. I had to drop it. If y'all
I
want to
just
hit
like
on
the
that, that's
fact that
okay.
it's
But
a
it was not for
generational
me.
thing.
It was not for me.
It goes
at
with
all. It's
generations.
not for me.
I feel like the story. My problem with anime is I feel like sometimes the stories are not cohesive. That's my problem, and I like cohesive stories.
What animes are you watching, twin?
I'm a soap opera ass nigga, so I like cohesive
This
stories.
nigga just said soap opera and
Like-
said,
like,
bro,
bro.
wait. He said, you know, some of my problems with anime is not cohesive. I thought you was gonna talk about I like documentaries or I like
He's like,
think
yo,
piece
turn
type of
off that
shows.
Mario.
Yeah, bro, turn off that
Turn off
that
that
soap
Naruto.
opera, bro. Turn on Days of Our Lives.
No,
Like, what are you
Because
talking
gotta
about?
understand something like Vampire Diaries, right? It's a cohesive story that from episode 1 to episode
Yeah, get him out of
listen,
here,
listen,
bro.
listen.
All
Season
right.
1, episode 1 to like season 8, episode 20, they're all kind of connected. Like it's threaded through, and the story
Okay.
is being told in a
Okay.
certain way.
Okay.
There's a
Too
beginning.
much filler for you.
Yeah, like there's a beginning, middle, and end.
That I can
like there's
understand,
not
yeah.
every. For me, the nod of a good show or the mark of a good show is that there's no wasted line, there's no wasted episode.
Yeah.
Like I hate like if you notice, not to go on a tangent, but like take sitcoms for example, like now compared to back in the day, like back in the day, every sitcom had like a Christmas episode or a Thanksgiving episode or a Let's Go Back in Time episode or a flashback episode.
Like a staples.
But that didn't do anything to move the plot. It's just a shit happened in one episode and it has nothing to do with the rest of the show. Those are not good stories to me.
Did your ass watch Cartoon Network? I feel like you a Cartoon Network hater the way you talking.
I don't. Nah, I'm not. I'm a Cartoon Network hater. I need
There you have it, guys.
I need stories to be threaded through, and to me, that's where anime lacks. Like, I feel like there's a lot of just filler and random shits happening that doesn't really add.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Niggas die in one episode and then they're in the next episode. Like, what happened? Like, why are they?
You should watch Death Note.
What anime you watching that niggas die in one episode and okay, now I need receipts, bro. I need references.
I seen the Dragon Ball shit. Dragon
Okay,
Ball.
but
Niggas
you're
die
not
in
talking
Dragon
about
Ball.
the
Niggas
story.
come back.
It's
His
the
son
Dragon
is
Balls
in it.
you get all 7 of them together.
Yeah, but
get
I
Shenron
seen
and you
Goku
can grant
die, and then it
wishes.
was young Goku that came back. And like, so I just be confused as to what's going on with these niggas. And then, like, the Attack on Titan, that shit is dope. But it's also like, I don't know. I just can't get into it. Maybe I just gotta really give it my all.
You gotta find.
I gotta
your
get a
shit.
Crunchyroll subscription.
You gotta find your show, bro.
No.
y'all on Crunchyroll?
Type shit. Ain't no maybe. Ain't no if ands, buts, or what about? We're disagreeing. I'm not agreeing to disagree. I disagree with your take.
So wait,
Listen. This is a man that hasn't understood the full story of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
Because you're saying, no, I don't understand why they die.
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get
Maybe
it.
go watch the show. Maybe you'll understand the depth and the magnitude and the beauty of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Maybe you need to watch a show like Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Vinland Saga. Oh my
Okay.
God. If
Death
you watch
Note?
that, you'd be like, Death Note's a staple. I love Death
Okay.
Note. Definitely watch Death Note. And I think really what we need to get you in, because what you're describing is more stereotypical shonen anime, like Naruto, which has a lot of fillers, or Bleach, which has a lot of fillers, you know?
Yeah.
I think we need to get you on like some
niche shit.
niche,
That's
short
quality
form,
content.
like them 12 to 24 episode anime. Like, have you ever watched
Exactly.
Samurai Champloo?
No,
Bro, I'm watching that right now.
Have you ever
That's-
watched
that
shit's
Cowboy
amazing.
Bebop?
definitely not.
You know? First of all, Samurai Champloo, R.I.P. Nujabes.
Okay,
Bro,
Facts.
R.I.P. Nujabes.
I've been getting into his music.
Fucking
Is the last
gold.
Airbender? Is that anime?
Nah, it's
No,
like
you-
anime.
You fucking pleb.
Yo, I like that. I like
pleb.
the negativity.
No.
What did he call me?
No.
What did he just call me? What the
bro.
fuck is a
I
pleb?
called you a casual.
I called you a plebeian.
Yo, a plebeian? What is that?
A fucking pleb. You're a common folk. You have no mental capacity to understand this.
You know what you just said, bro? You basically said, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, for music, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think, like,
He's so slow, bro. That was such a slow take.
Like, I can't even think of an example.
Is is Lil Nas X a rapper? Is that basically what I said?
Close to it.
It's like
Something
it's
like
Lil
that.
Nas. Yeah,
Worse?
it's like Lil Nas is a trap rapper, right?
Oh,
Oh, no, it's like when people call Lizzo a rapper.
Oh.
Yeah, because she had that one song where she was
Okay,
like,
that's- okay.
Black don't make her a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Basically, that's a good example because
So just because they're like Asian doesn't
that's
mean
like
that
saying
it's
the Boondocks is an
It's
anime.
anime inspired.
anime.
Yeah,
It is anime inspired.
Another example, Boondocks is anime inspired. A lot of people have the misconception that it is an anime, but like you'll see if you knew about anime and knew like the backstory, which he obviously doesn't, guys. I'm not hating. I love Nick, but he obviously does
I took
not
a
know
note.
a damn thing about anime, right?
It's not for everybody, though.
I
No,
truthfully
it's not.
don't.
It's not.
But it's interesting that you bring up the Boondocks because I see it in the styling of the cartoon.
Yeah, they
That
have a
I
lot
can
of reference to anime fights and all that type of stuff. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what they do.
The Huey, I think, as a character, is like an anime, like main character type of guy.
He's a Black Panther, bro.
Do you remember the episode of the Boondocks where it was about Stink Meaner? He was
Uh-huh.
about to get into the fight
All right.
with the grandpa.
And they did the dun-dun.
in the dream,
Yeah.
he fought the blind samurai.
Right.
There's an anime called Afro Samurai, which is about
You
a
need to
black-
watch Afro
Okay.
Samurai,
And then,
bro.
like, when
Oh
Huey
my
go up
God.
to the tree and then the shit's
Yeah,
happening.
bro.
Okay. I
It's
see the
all
influence.
references like
Yeah.
But so that the Boondocks to me is kind of an exception to the rule almost because their episodes don't really they're not really cohesive in a season form. But I think that
I think they are though.
not like you can just turn on season 1 episode 5 and not have seen this and get
And
it.
there's context there. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, but they're done so well to me, more so because of the messages that they're able to procure in such a it's satire, but it's almost like you don't even peep. Like you don't even peep that you're getting made fun of when you're watching it, cause you oh that nigga Riley speaking facts, and then I'm like hold on wait.
Nah, Riley's a problem.
You feel me? You don't even peep that nigga you just got violated. But yeah, maybe I will get into anime. I need to know, and maybe they could do it in the comments too. Just give me some suggestions. You said Cowboy Bebop. That sounds like some shit
And
I
give
watch.
them some genres that you like, since you don't like,
Right.
you like episodic type of things. You like things
Yeah.
that have, you know, growth,
Exactly.
and they
The
they have a
storylines.
they're gonna culminate in something. You know,
Exactly.
I think you'd fuck with Death Note.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm a middle-aged mom as far as the content that I watch, cause I be watching like.
I mean,
you know,
you already said Vampire Diaries.
yeah,
so,
like you watch The Rookie. You know The Rookie. It's like one of them look like
Cop
one of those
show.
cop shows. Chicago Fire, Chicago PD.
Chicago PD is good though.
Them Jones be Law and
Law and Order?
Yeah, SVU be
Yeah,
my
I can get
Jones.
on that. I
Like
can
so,
get on that.
all them like type of shows to
I
me
like
is
the
where
original
it's
Law
at.
and Order better. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, that's a
I
fact.
like
With
SVU.
Sam
SVU just get a little bit too much sometimes.
I agree. I can't like. I be getting triggered.
It's a little bit too much.
I agree.
little heavy,
but,
But
what's the other joint?
Abbott
Abbott Elementary. That's some new shit that I watch.
I'm trying to think. Now that you say those shows, you watch Ghost or not Ghost Power?
Power?
I said Ghost.
No, I never got into it.
you would fuck with it.
But I like Snowfall.
I just started
Snowfall's
Snowfall.
amazing.
Snowfall is the best. I hate
My
how
mom
they
told
ended
me,
it, but it
my mom
was so
told me to
good.
watch The Wire. You heard of The
The
Wire?
Wire's good. I've seen The Wire. A lot of niggas that are popping now were in The Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas like Michael B. Jordan, that bitch ass nigga. A couple other niggas as well. I don't like him. It's not personal, but it's
Explain.
personal. I just
Explain.
feel like
personal.
Yeah,
I just feel like
really
I just feel like he
personal.
get gassed. Like he not even all that. Like
Look at this
Yes.
nigga over here getting all the women.
I hate
this guy.
OD. Like I was so happy when Lori Harvey broke that nigga heart. Like
I don't think he broke his heart. I think she.
you saw
just,
nigga crying at the Laker game.
I mean, listen.
I was hype, nigga. Nah, because my thing is like, bro, nah. I'm gonna tell you a story, bro, because this shit was crazy.
Justice, you really been doing your thing with it. How much y'all hang out, man?
Nah, because I was so tight about this stuff.
The negativity will get to you too. Don't
No,
worry.
bro.
It's already there with his
Niggas
takes,
was
his social
no,
takes, bro.
because
My goodness.
this might be joint shit pissed me off. Tell me why I'm on a date, right? It's like a double date, and we went to go see Creed, right? I'm not
Which one?
gonna say which Creed because I don't want to give away at what time this was.
All right.
So it was Creed though, and we seen it. The nigga come on the screen. Oh my god! I'm like, yo, shit, what the fuck? Like, yo, what? So he like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
you gotta get
Right?
a new girl, man.
Right,
Listen,
but
man.
nah. This way it gets real bad.
That celebrity
right?
crush shit is a
This is where
slippery
it gets
slope,
real
man.
bad, right? We leave the movie, right? I'm already low-key tight, like we just watched this bullshit, right? So there's a cardboard cutout of the nigga. You know that have the cardboard cutouts
Yeah,
of niggas?
yeah.
She like, yo, can you take a picture of me?
With the cardboard cutout.
Next to the cardboard cutout, hugging that shit.
Oh,
I'm
he
like,
was tight.
I'm mad now. I'm like, yo, no way you just disrespect me like this. Like, I'm about to be, I'm like, yo, fuck this
She
shit.
gotta pay for the movie
whatever.
ticket now.
Mind you, right? I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm sick,
She
bro.
buying a large popcorn.
But then, right?
Sorry.
But then, but like, I gotta think, right? Because we on a double date. So I gotta see what homie does because if homie crash out, then I could crash out, right? But if homie chilling, I can't be because now it's like, oh, you know what?
yeah.
So I look at homie and he like, I smile. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, is this shit not pissing you off too? He like, yeah, but you know, I can't say that. I'm like, okay, but we could team up.
No, it's gonna
And
make
we
you
could
look crazy
feel
though,
me?
you know?
But nah, right? Because if me and Shorty went to go see Barbie or some shit, and I'm like, yeah, take a picture of me with Margot Robbie. Oh my God, when she come on the screen.
But then you're seen as a weird nigga. Only women can do shit.
Right. So
You're
why
seen
is
as a
that
fucking
valid?
weirdo.
Why is that valid?
Double
I'm not
standards,
taking
bro.
nothing away from Michael B. Jordan, but
I'll
is
say this though. Movie, it's fine. Because at the end of the day, the movie ends, you go home.
right?
Concert, it's different.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Y'all follow Bendadon on Instagram?
I'm not
Do
good
you?
with
I
names,
don't.
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe. I'm not good with names.
He do mad skits and he's real good friends with Odell Beckham.
Okay.
He kind of rap and he's like a funny like comedian influencer.
Right.
But he had I'm gonna show y'all this video after. But he had a couple of skits now with Drake. And
oh,
it was the
was that the
funniest
one
thing.
where he
It was
was
the
at
one
the
where he was
concert?
at the concert.
Yeah, and Drake singing
yeah.
to
Because
Shorty?
he's boys with Drake and
I
she's
seen
like,
that.
the reason you love it. And
Nah.
she's looking at him and she's like, and he's
See-
like, that's basically what you describe. If it's a concert,
literally.
listen, then yeah, you got to leave her right then and there. This is where Stoicism comes in, bro. Respect yourself. Women too. I mean, it happens more to guys than women.
Right.
You know, stereotypically in a heterosexual relationship, it happens more to guys than women. But like, respect yourself enough to be like, let me not crash out. You know, and
Right,
it's okay.
that's-
You know, you
you're
never,
right.
let me not crash out, but let me just be like, maybe we're not meant for each other because maybe you're not respecting our relationship the way I want you to. And why do I have to argue my point if I already understand and value my point? There's already somebody out there in this world with the 8 billion people who's gonna value my point and be like, yeah, no, I respect you, babe.
No,
I respect
exactly.
you, bro.
and
Like,
I
it
think
makes sense, you know.
if that same situation happened now, I'd probably like laugh it off. Like, all right, whatever. You want to take a little picture of cardboard cutout. I get that. But my mindset, and this is just me being paranoid and delusional, a little bit. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be organic and be real. I have a mindset that I'm gonna be somebody in my career, right?
Of
I'm gonna
course,
be
you
on red
should.
carpets. I'm gonna be popping.
You should.
One day I might interview Michael B. Jordan on the red carpet. And what if I bring you to the event? How are you about to act in front of Michael B. Jordan? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, are you like, you know what I'm saying?
bro.
In these circles, you feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You watch this. I'm gonna start referencing shows because that's how I really get in the
Connected.
But you watch rap shit.
Oh, with the
You know
That's
that
the City
show?
Girls joint, right?
Yeah.
I see
So,
some episodes.
bro,
yeah.
literally, this is the perfect situation. So
Uh-huh.
this is the girl in the situation who's
Right.
popping, right?
Okay.
And think about your girlfriend, right?
Uh-huh.
And she's a rapper.
Right.
She's getting big, and y'all go to some bar, whatever. You chilling with your man. You're the man in that situation.
Yeah.
Brent Fayez.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah, literally,
Yes.
bro. Literally, bro. Brent Fayez walk up. Homeboy's sitting there like, yo, I'm chilling. Like, I'm with my girl. She doing big things. We chilling. Like, I'm him, right?
Yeah.
Look over. He's like, babe, that's Brent Fayez, babe.
Yeah.
And you sitting there. How you gotta be militant with that, with how you proceed with that as
Yeah.
a man. Because listen,
Yeah.
we could look at it from like, oh my God, how she's reacting. Because she
Right.
was literally there like, oh my God, babe, take a picture.
Yeah. Right.
And he over here like this.
taking the picture. Yeah, he feeling it.
Feeling like, you know what I'm saying, like he
Right.
played out. But it's like, if you really want to stick with the Stoic philosophy, and it's always hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's always going to be hard.
Yeah, but we got to be real.
Nothing valuable is easy. It's
Right.
not
It's hard to taste.
Yeah.
Stay 10 toes.
Yeah, you gotta
sometimes.
be like,
Right.
you gotta be like, okay, let me take this picture and let me let her show me who she is. You know, my mom always says people gonna show you their true colors if you give them the time, right?
Right.
And then after, talk to them, be like, did you see, you know, maybe you were a little bit fanned out, or like I felt a little bit uncomfortable in that situation. And if she gonna gaslight you know what I'm saying, your emotions. Or if you were in that situation and, you know, you saw Margot Robbie or insert beautiful celebrity
yeah.
woman, and you did that and she was like, babe, I didn't really like the way you reacted.
Oh,
How you
really?
react, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How you react is it's going to show your true colors. It's going to show your true character, whether or not you're on either side of the relationship.
And I think it's difficult because, like, it's a matter of, I don't know. For me, I don't get, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I still don't really get, like, starstruck, I'll say.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, this nigga
He,
dancing.
he just started looking himself in the camera.
He just emoted on me.
A little bit.
But
I
nah.
feel a little bit sexy. My bad. My bad, y'all.
But you feel me? Like, I don't know. It's difficult. And don't get me wrong. Like, this shame, like, if I was in Scissor Face, I can't say that I wouldn't fan out a little bit. So I understand I understand that. But to me, it's just like, I don't know, like, eventually, like, you could get that out now, but I feel like I said eventually, if I'm at a point where, like, I'm bringing you to events and stuff like that, I don't want to have to worry about, okay, what if you're sitting next to Michael B. Jordan? You feel
Yeah.
me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, and that's me not, like, I know that's a mindset thing, and that's
Yeah.
something that could change.
Yeah, you just got to
know
see
what I'm saying?
patterns, though. That's
Exactly.
the thing. It's like, as much as you want to be like, how much do I want to bend for this person that I'm in a relationship with, you also want to be like, is this person also valuing me, you know?
Right.
Like, they going to see what I mean when I say I kind of felt uncomfortable with the way you were fanning out about this or acting about this. And even if we take it away from celebrities, like, just the way they react to certain situations, you just got to be like, are they going to value me? If not, we're going to have a conversation. And we're going to view these patterns and see how they are, because people will show you who they are over the course of time, whether it's good, bad, neutral, whatever. And then you make the ultimate choice, as hard as it might be, to be like, maybe this person not for me. Maybe it was better, it was for a good time, not a long time. You know? Like,
No, exactly.
sometimes you just gotta make the ultimate, the executive decision yourself and be like, I gotta let you go, because we're not gonna see.
I
eye to
gotta
eye.
let you go.
And I'd rather not have us both resent each other in the next 5 months, arguing every
Bro.
night, every other night.
Yeah.
She calling you insecure, you calling her like gaslighting, whatever.
Right.
It's just much better to just dead it right there.
No, you're so right, bro. And you
Tight.
don't wanna drag it to the point where now y'all beef, now y'all can't be cool, cordial, those things. Cause I feel like it's so important, especially as an adult, to be able to know when it's time to be like, all right, this is good. Like, we're good, we can move on. Cause you don't want to get to the point where now you resent each other, and now when it's over, y'all niggas hate each other, y'all talking shit. It's toxic energy now.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know what I'm saying? You gotta go where it's like, look, I respect you. It's just not gonna work, and that's okay. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
maybe you spin back later when y'all live in a different place, in a better place. But you gotta know when it's time to let go. You know what I mean?
I agree with everything up until that spin back. Like,
You don't spin
I
back?
feel like I talk in absolute sometimes, but I kind of made this
Absolutes.
I made this like promise to myself, just like out of respect for myself and maybe the relationship. It's like, if there was a problem there, there's still gonna be a problem there when you come back, and you might be thinking about it, whether or not it's subconscious or not. So for me, and maybe do what you want to do, because some people break up and they make up in the future if they come back together and they're healthier and they can be with each other, and maybe that's what it was meant to be. But for me, if I break up with somebody, we're just not getting back together.
So you're against spinning the block.
Yeah.
See, I do that religiously, man.
And I was about to say,
I'm not gonna lie to
me
you.
as well. And I think I heard this quote today.
Spin the block religiously.
Bro, I heard this quote today by Mahmoud Darwish, I think said it. Mahmoud Darwish, he's like
Mahmoud
a philosopher, I believe. And he said that you never meet the same person twice, even in the same person. Which I think is facts, because like you'll have whatever relationship you have. As time goes on, the experience goes on, that's a different person and you're a different person. And I think that, not to say that everything is worth spinning back for, because it's not, and sometimes it is toxic and you're 1,000% right. However, there is, I think, such thing as right person, wrong time, or just wrong situation, to where later on you could rekindle that and say, hey, listen, I've grown, you've grown. Maybe there's a place here to continue. But it's you can't be looking for that. You can't let somebody go thinking, okay, I'm gonna spin back. You gotta let them go for real. Let it go. Move on. And then if it happens, whatever in your future. But you gotta let go and really kind of become your own person and grow from that in order to even think about spinning back in a healthy way.
Let me explain my philosophy, right?
Let me hear it, brother.
I used to play baseball when I was younger.
Okay.
Right? Do you understand baseball?
Shout out Shohei Ohtani.
Shout out Shohei Ohtani.
The
MVP.
GOAT. No. I don't know why he's laughing.
Shohei tough.
He's actually
Shohei tough.
Bro, I watched a video and they was talking about how like what he's doing right now is
different.
It's like one of the greatest athletic feats in history.
Like, you a Shohei hater?
Like genuinely.
I'm not gonna speak on it because
6'7" Japanese man that's just like everybody wants him on their team. He's killing it. Pitcher and hitter. But go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk offline about Shohei.
So you go to your first at bat, right? You strike out.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the dugout for the rest of the game. You want another at bat. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather go 0 for 5 than 0 for 1. You know what I mean? I'm swinging for the fences every time.
Okay.
Shoot or shoot. Okay.
Right, but here's the thing, right? Say you go 0 for 5, right, and the game's over.
Some pitchers just got your number, bro.
But you don't go back to that game, right? You on a new game, right? You go to the next day, you want a new game now.
Well, in baseball, here's the thing, though. You play the same team like 4 days in a row. Sometimes it's like that, bro.
You know what? I support spinning the block, but I said it's got to make sense, though. Like it's got to, and you got to be doing something. You got to change up your swing. Don't go up there doing the same shit.
Yeah. And sometimes it is toxic.
You might have to bunt. You feel me?
Yeah, but like sometimes like you might fuck up and then it just ends. Like you get ghosted. And it's like damn, and then she ends up hitting you up again. You're like, I'm not gonna make that same mistake this time.
Yeah, like if they showed you explicitly they don't respect you, ghosting, something like that.
Are you a ghoster? Have you ghosted somebody before?
Have I ghosted somebody? No.
Everybody has.
You?
I don't. No.
That's your thing.
I swear to God, I have it. I swear to God, I have it.
That's my thing. Is crazy.
Actually, the supervillain is known for ghosting. I'm not gonna blow your spot up, but you're known for ghosting.
Hey man,
Swear to God, I have it.
I've heard multiple accounts.
Your account is a liar.
Sorry, I can't swear on God. I'm sorry. My bad. I can't say the Lord name. But like basically,
you name drop
on. No. I said I can't swear to God. I said on me. I have not ghosted somebody. I've been ghosted. No. I haven't had a reason. So like recent situation, online situation, right? Shawty and me were getting close online, whatever. And I low-key was being a little bit naive because I was like, oh, we got similar content stuff. Like we both getting big. Like we could really do something. Maybe we meet in person in 6 months or something like that.
You trying to network?
Big. Yeah, whatever. Network plus relationship, whatever. Okay. And it was genuine. She seemed genuine.
Right.
Shawty out of nowhere ghost me. Couple weeks later, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing from, funny enough, my sister, because she had followed her, because she followed like when I show her girls that I'm like feeling them. She'll go follow them.
Right.
You know, my little hitter.
Yeah,
she was like, Yoki, have you seen her Instagram? And I was like, bro, I'm an old man, I swear to God sometimes. I was like, bro, I can't even open her. I can't find her Instagram.
Right.
Like, how does this work, bro? Why can't I find it? She was like, Yoki, you were ghosted. And I was like,
well, she blocked.
She blocked.
Yeah, she blocked me. Yeah, ghosted, like blocked me. I was like, what? And she's like, come look at her Instagram. And I was like, I never seen this nigga before. Oh, wait. I was like, I have seen this nigga before. I forget. It was either her friend or like could have been something else. But like basically, she was with another nigga, and it seemed like she had been with that nigga the whole time, and she had been playing it like she had it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And basically, I've only ever been ghosted, and I like to not. Yeah, I like to not read into it. My bro told me, he was like, sometimes you don't get an answer. Maybe sometimes the ghosting is the answer. Sometimes the silence is the answer. And I was like, man, I learned from it. But yeah, me personally, I got nothing to hide. I never really ghosted.
Me, I don't always do it on purpose. I'm a notoriously bad texter unless it's for content. And sometimes it's like, all right, it's been 3 days. I'm gonna just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't feel like that's ghosting though. I feel like I've done something like that, but like I'm talking about like in the heat of like either relationship or talking stage, like you just like no words, no nothing.
I'm gonna say this.
Unless they just acting crazy.
I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I've been ghosted and I'm ghosted, but sometimes like, and I'm not like this no more. I've learned, but back in the day, you know, in my past relationships, say like, you know, we having a problem, maybe we go on a little break, maybe we're like, yo, let's get some space. I may entertain somebody, like to pass some time, like, oh, hey, what's up? I plant a seed. Once me and my girl good again, though, I gotta let you go, cause I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
I understand.
I'm not cheating.
I understand the thought process.
One thing I'm not gonna do is cheat, so I gotta let that go.
Yeah, black men don't cheat. What is it? Black men don't cheat.
Facts.
And I feel
Black
bad.
men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Simple.
But I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like I gotta let you go because I gotta be 1,000% 10 toes in my relationship. When that relationship is over, I planted a seed. Hey, listen, my bad. Like, I'll reach out. You know, my bad for ghosting you. If you still around, and sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm still around. Sometimes it's like, oh, I found somebody. And it's like, all right, cool, like, whatever. But sometimes you gotta ghost. These days, I wouldn't do something like that. But you know, I said, back in the day, you have your toxic ways, and that. So, for your situation, I'm not gonna say it's possible that Shorty had some problems with her man, and was like, okay, let me.
Yeah.
And then they worked it out. Yeah. And it was like, all right,
it could have been any. It could have been that. It could have been maybe that's the type of person.
Maybe she's just grimy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe I'm just vouching for her and she's grimy.
The crazy thing was, the content she posted was very like helpful. Like,
Damn.
oh, like this is what to do in a relationship. This is what to do with this. If you're, you know, don't quit. So like, I was like, this person has their head on straight.
This could have went viral for violating her too.
No.
So shout out you for being a good man.
And I don't even know if she's gonna see this if we make another podcast. If she sees something like that, but like if she do, bro, it's like it's really no ill feelings. You help me grow, you know. And if
women are different,
bro. whatever whatever she thought
men
she
do
did,
that too, though.
Whatever she thought she didn't do, it's okay either way.
Right.
I'm feeling fantastic.
Right, because at the end of the day, we're gonna smile and we're gonna laugh it off. You feel me? Like and I said, we're gonna feel how we're gonna feel.
The emotion.
Right. We're gonna feel how we're gonna feel.
Tight,
but when it's all said and done, after you felt everything, after you've done that, you smile and you laugh. You know,
of course. You got to, bro.
And you move on with life. So yeah, I think that's a good place to kind of end it. Like I think we hit the nail on the head. I think we touched a lot of topics. Next time we'll be back here at Kudo. Tell the people where they could find us, I guess, right? That's what we should do now.
Yeah, well, before we go into that, bro, if you're watching this and you watch my TikTok, do your push-ups and stay stoic. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. You can let them know.
I'm at I am young.
Now?
At I am young wolf on Instagram. For the podcast, it's at QLC Experience
Quarter
on
Life
TikTok.
Crisis.
Right, Quarter Life Crisis on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, that's Quarter Life Crisis. Yoki.
For me, you can find me on TikTok. Is probably like the biggest platform you can find me on. Smooth Yoki. Yoki is YOKI and it's _ after. Same on my Instagram, Smooth Yoki. I'm still working on my YouTube. I just changed it. I'm gonna change it to Smooth Yoki so it could just have like consistency. But right now it's Yoki the Stoic. Because I just thought of that randomly one night. But yeah, you can find me on all those platforms. We're definitely gonna be putting out more content, you know, and just like communicating with y'all, the audience, whoever's watching, and getting all the real stuff that we can so we can give y'all some information and maybe help ourselves at the same time.
Most definitely stay stoic. I like that. That's a good ending.
Good vibes.
Supervillain, you wanna let them know real quick?
Yeah, you can find a full-length episode of this on Supervillain Studios.
Indeed.
On YouTube. And, you know, for clips and all that, visit, you know, all of our IGs. Also, if you want, you know, if you need help with your podcast, producing your podcast, you can book us www.supervillainstudios.net. You know, you can find out how to book with us. And yeah, I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, and as we continue, make sure you send us Send us questions, comments, just kind of interact with us, because at the end of the day, this show is going to be not only for us but for y'all, and mostly for the listeners. We want to kind of help in any way that we can. So if you're going through something, feel free to vent to us. Feel free to let us know what's going on, and stay stoic, man.
I love it.
All right.
Where are you? Where we did it?
Take care.
That was good, bro.
And shout out Kudo Society.
No kids.